Hey guys, welcome back to Bookmas 2019. This is going to be day 15 and we are doing the Christmas Carol tag created by Lauren Wade today. I was tagged by Naomi's Bookshelf. So, question 1 is Ghost of Christmas Past, a book that was a childhood favorite. Now, I do actually have a series about these videos, but those ones tend to focus more on the picture books, although I will be incorporating some more novels later, probably. But I wanted to go with a novel this time, which is Enchanted. Enchanted is one of the best fairy tale retellings I've ever seen of anything ever. It's so good. It actually takes the character of Cinderella and it explains her behavior, it makes her interesting, it develops her relationship with the prince, it expands on her world. This is a really interesting world that this book takes place in, and the climax is so intense. So yeah, this book is amazing. It also does have a spin-off called Ferris that I really like, but I do like Enchanted a bit more. Number 2, A Ghost of Christmas Present. Name a recent book that you think will become an all-time favorite. I am going to go with The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. There are so many reasons I love this book. It's whimsical, but also kind of macabre in a way that doesn't creep me out. It can be pretty intense, but it also has some really nice, just happy moments, and the characters are fabulous. I love Silas, I love Bod. Supporting characters are great too, and the way it resolves is really nice. And if you're not aware, this is a retelling of the Jungle Book, except it's set in a graveyard, so instead of being raised by animals, he's raised by ghosts, and it translates really well. Number 3, The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Name a book that's coming out next year that you're most excited about. I'm going to go with the sequel to Tyrant's Tomb, The Tower of Nero. It is going to be the final book in the Trials of Apollo series, and I am excited. I love this book, I love this series, and I really want to see how this gets resolved. I'm not totally sure on the date on Tower of Nero yet, but Rick Riordan tends to release his books one every year, and I believe it was set for next year, so it counts. Number 4, Bah Humbug. Name a book that everyone else loves that you can't stand. I don't come across this very often, I think mostly because I tend to read books that I've heard a lot about and have been told are really good. The nearest equivalent would be Robinson Crusoe. It has a status as a classic, and I really do not enjoy it. It's one of 2 books that I know for sure I legitimately just don't like. So yeah, Robinson Crusoe. Number 5, Bob Cratchit. Name an old dependable you always recommend. I had to think about this one for a minute, but ultimately I realized there was really only one answer. The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I love this book, I love this series. This is one of my favorite books of Rick Riordan's, and it's also probably the most broadly appealing book out of the ones I really love. It's not for everyone, I will admit that, but I would say it has a pretty broad appeal. It's very fast-paced, it's relatively easy to read without being insulting to its readers. It has a really good plot, the characters are fabulous, and it's an intelligent book. It makes you think about character development, about mythology, about relationships between different people. So yeah, I love this book. Number 6, Tiny Tim, an underhyped book you think deserves more love. I'm gonna go with For the Beauty of the Church. This is one that I read when I was in Bible college, and it's very interesting. It's talking about how art fits in with the church and kind of how we can use art to worship and honor God. I remember it affected me very intensely when I read it. It's been a while, but it's just such a good book. Number 7, Today, Why It's Christmas Day. What's a book that always gets you in the mood for Christmas apart from Christmas Carol? The book that gets me the most into Christmas is A Christmas Carol. It's just the most Christmassy thing to ever Christmas. But yeah, the question specifically said I couldn't do Christmas Carol, so instead I'm going to go with the second most Christmassy book for me, and that is Christmas Miracle of Jonathan Toomey. I actually have a childhood favorites video about this one, so I'll link it down below. But yeah, this book, it drips the spirit of Christmas, and it's so nice and wonderful, and also it's gorgeous. Like this cover, yeah, all of the pages are that well illustrated, so yeah. Number 8, Muppet Christmas Carol, your favorite film adaptation of a book. Now there's a lot of film adaptations I love of books. I might actually do a list of that sometime, we'll see. But the runaway answer to this has to be Lord of the Rings. I adore this series. I actually did see the movies before I read the books, although not actually by very much. When I was a teenager, a couple of my friends, one of them was Madison, she's done a couple videos with me, I'll link one down below. So they found out that I had not seen Lord of the Rings, and they were appalled. So they decided we were going to have a marathon, watch all 3 extended editions in a space of 24 hours, which we did. And they also made me promise not to read the books or watch any of the movie clips before we did it. And so I watched the movies with them, absolutely fell in love with them, and then went and read the books immediately after. And to this day, I just can't get over how amazing these movies are. You can really, really tell that the creators of this movie were very invested in the story. Like, they caught so many little things, like even tiny little things like chapter titles being mentioned as lines, and they sometimes had to kind of work to get them in, like the moment when Sam says, "A shortcut to what?" and Pippin yells, completely unrelated, "Mushrooms!" That's a chapter title, "A Shortcut to Mushrooms." And that happens a number of times. I actually haven't seen the theatrical edition, so I don't know if these things pop up there. I know that most of it would, but yeah, the extended editions especially have a ton of just really nice things. I'm not going to say it's a perfect adaptation. There are things that I think could have been done better, but for the most part, I can tell that the creators of this really, really love these stories and just wanted to do justice to it. So yeah, Lord of the Rings, absolutely my favorite adaptations. I love these movies so much. And the final question is tag some people. I'm just going to stick with 2 people right now. I'm going to tag Summer Dawn and Books for MKs. I would love to hear your takes on this tag. So thank you for watching, everyone. This has been day 15 of my Bookmas 2019 series. Let me know what you think of all of these books, or even this tag. It's a cool tag. Which character in A Christmas Carol is your favorite, incidentally? Mine is the Ghost of Christmas Past. I absolutely love him. And full disclosure, that question was inspired by Naomi's bookshelf. So have a fabulous day and a wonderful December. Merry Christmas. See you later.